And US President Donald Trump has declared himself immune from COVID-19 as he prepares to return to the campaign trail in a fight to regain ground against surging White House rival Joe Biden. During his phone interview on Fox News, Trump went on to suggest that his White House rival could himself be sick. Meanwhile, in England, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is expected to announce new measures to tackle growing coronavirus crisis, moving to work more closely with the local leaders from England's worst affected areas, with Johnson reluctant to repeat a national lockdown that would further hurt a struggling economy. The government is trying to contain a surge in cases as well as growing anger in parts of northern and central England.
After his doctor affirmed that he was no longer a transmission risk for the disease, US President Donald Trump has decided to return to the campaign trail as countdown has started for the US presidential polls. It is not yet clear to what degree contracting COVID-19 confers immunity from future infection, with early studies suggesting a few months while newer ones have indicated it could last longer. While it acknowledges that generally a person who recovers from a viral infection is protected against new infection, the World Health Organization cautioned in August. For COVID-19 would not yet have enough data to confirm if antibodies protect, what antibody levels are required or how long protection will last. Meanwhile, Trump has indicated that his rival Joe Biden could himself be sick. During his phone interview on Fox News, Trump said, "If you look at Joe, he was coughing yesterday horribly and grabbing his mask as he's coughing," Trump said. "And I don't know what that was all about, and I didn't get much press." The Biden campaign has been publishing daily coronavirus tests for their candidates since Trump tested positive on 1st October, landing him in hospital for 3 nights and derailing his campaign. There has been less transparency surrounding Trump's own state of health, with his medical team repeatedly refusing to say when he last tested negative for the virus. That has fueled suspicions that he may not have been tested for several days prior to his diagnosis. In another development, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is expected to announce new measures to tackle a growing coronavirus crisis on Monday, moving to work more closely with local leaders from England's worst affected area, with Johnson reluctant to repeat a national lockdown that would further hurt a struggling economy. The government is trying to contain a surge in cases as well as growing anger in parts of northern and central England. The government, local media said, might also introduce a 3-tier system to try to simplify the rules and the messaging, which opposition parties and some in the governing Conservative Party say has been too confusing and might have contributed to rising cases. But the government might have to do more to quell growing anger in northern England, where some areas have been under tightened restrictions for weeks. But local leaders said there was a gulf with the government on the best steps forward after complaining for months that they were being left out of decision-making by what some called an over-centralized strategy. Bureau Report.